Good day everyone, I'm your Mr. ATL and welcome back to my channel. So today's video, we're going to sketch the graph of y equals tangent of x minus pi over 4. So let us start with the construction of table of values. Okay, so this is already the table of values and I'm going to write the values for x first. Okay, starting from 0, the next will be pi over 4. Next, pi over 2. Actually, I can even start with pi over 6. The next is pi over 4, pi over 3, and so on. I'm going to start with pi over 4 and the multiples of this so that the values for y here are positive 1, 0, or undefined. Okay, so later you will see what I'm talking about. The next one is the 3 pi over 4. So 1 pi over 4, 2 pi over 4, 3 pi over 4, 4 pi over 4 is pi. Next is 5 pi over 4 over 4. 6 pi over 4 is 3 pi over 2. The next is 7 pi over 4. Next is 8 pi over 4, which is 2 pi. 9 pi over 4, and so on. On the negative side, we have negative pi over 4. Negative 2 pi over 4 is negative pi over 2. Next is negative 3 pi over 4. Negative 4 pi over 4 is negative pi. Negative 5 pi over 4. Negative 6 pi over 4 or negative 3 pi over 2. Negative 7 pi over 4. And so on. Okay, so let us start with when x is 0. Let us find the value of y when x is 0. So when x is 0, we are going to use the function y equals to tangent of x minus pi over 4, where x will become 0. So that will be 0 minus pi over 4 is negative pi over 4. Okay, so referring to our unit circle, okay, our negative pi over 4 is located here. It's clockwise direction. And the tangent of this, since they are the same, if we are going to find the y coordinate by x coordinate, that will be 1. And the sign will be negative since they are different. So we will get negative 1. Okay? And I can now replace the value of y in the table of values, which is negative 1. When x is pi over 4, so that will become y equals to tangent of pi over 4 minus pi over 4, that is 0, and tangent of 0 is, on your unit circle, what is tangent of 0? This is the 0, and the tangent of that, y over x. 0 over 1 is 0, so that will become 0. So therefore, for the pi over 4, we will write 0. For the next one, when x now is pi over 2, so we will now solve. We have pi, y equals to tangent of pi over 2 for the x. So if we are going to subtract pi over 2 minus pi over 4, what will be the answer? That is pi over 4. And tangent of pi over 4, using our unit circle, this is the pi over 4, positive. They are the same. If we will divide them, that will become 1, and the sign will be positive since they are both positive. So that is 1. So therefore, when x is pi over 2, our y is 1. Next, what if your x is 3 pi over 4? What will be the value of y when replacing x for 3 pi over 4? So 3 pi over 4 minus pi over 4 same denominator, that will become 2 pi over 4, or simply pi over 2. So with that, let us use our unit circle to find the value of tangent pi over 2. This is the pi over 2. So our y is 1 and our x is 0. Since tangent is y over x, 1 over 0, that will be undefined. So therefore, we will write undefined, or you can write also D and E for does not exist. So let me write D and E, does not exist. Okay? Next, when your x is pi, so let's find the value of y. So we will have tangent of pi minus pi over 4. What is pi minus over 4? Pi minus pi over 4, that will be 3 pi over 4. And using your unit circle, 3 pi over 4 can be found here. Okay, it's 3 pi over 4. Where your x, where your y is square root of 2 over 2 and your x is negative square root of 2 over 2. Dividing them, it will give you negative 1. So therefore, your y here is negative 1. Next, when your x is 5 pi over 4, so that will become tangent of what? So let us subtract 5 pi over 4 minus pi over 4, same denominator. 5 pi minus pi is 4 pi. 4 pi over 4 is simply pi. And your tangent pi, this is your pi, your tangent is 0 over negative 1, that is 0. So therefore, this is 0. You will write 0 there. Next, after getting that, let us have the value when x is 3 pi over 2. So when x is 3 pi over 2, so y will become 3 pi over 2. 3 pi over 2 minus pi over 4. Just get the LCD. For you to know how to do that, let us use a scratch paper. Okay, again, when your x is 3 over 2, so that will be 3 pi over 2. Sorry, it's 3 pi over 2 minus pi over 4. The LCD of this, that is 4. 4 divided by 2 is 2, times 3 is 6 pi, minus 4 divided by 4 is 1, times 1 pi is pi. Subtract them, that is 5 pi, then the denominator is 4. So therefore, that is 5 pi over 4. Using our unit circle, where can you find the 5 pi over 4? It's in here. And the tangent of that, using the coordinates y over x, they are the same, and even the sign, they are the same, so that is positive 1. So you will write positive 1. Next, when your x is 7 pi over 4, that will be y equals to tangent of 7 pi over 4 minus pi over 4. Same denominator, 7 minus 1 is 6. 6 pi over 4 is the same with 3 pi over 2. And using our unit circle, 3 pi over 2 is in here, and the tangent, negative 1 over 0, the denominator is 0 again. So what will happen? Does not exist. So let's write D and E. Stands for does not exist. What if your x is 2 pi? What will be your y? So that is 2 pi minus pi over 4. So let us find what is 2 pi minus pi over 4. So the LCD is, this is 1. The LCD is 4. 4 divided by 1 is 4, times 2 pi is 8 pi. 4 divided by 4 is 1, times pi is pi. So that will be 7 pi over 4. So this is the tangent of 7 pi over 4. Then locating it on our unit circle, what is the tangent of 7 pi over 4? The denominator, the sign of the coordinates are different. So then the sign will be negative 1. So the answer is negative 1. This is now negative 1. Next, when your x is 9 pi over 4, so what will happen? That is the tangent of 9 pi over 4 minus pi over 4, same denominators. 9 minus 1 is 8. 8 pi over 4 or simply 2 pi. So what is tangent of 2 pi? This is your 2 pi and the coordinates are 1 and 0. That is 0. 0 over 1 is 0. Okay? You can also extend the table of values but you will consume a lot of time. Okay? So let us have the negative sides. When your x is negative pi over 4, okay, this is the negative pi over 4. To find the value of y, we will substitute in here. So negative pi over 4 minus pi over 4 is negative 2 pi over 4 or simply the tangent of the negative pi over 2. So using our unit circle, it's negative pi over 2. Clockwise direction, negative pi over 2 is in here. So that is negative 1 comma 0. That is, sorry. So tangent is negative 1 divided by 0. That will be undefined or does not exist. So we will write the NE in here. Next, let us now solve when your x is pi over 2, negative pi over 2. So that will be, again, when your x is negative pi over 2, that is y equals to tangent of negative pi over 2 minus pi over 4. So let's compute. Negative pi over 2 minus pi over 4. So the LCD is 4. 4 divided by 2 is 2 times negative pi is negative 2 pi. Minus, this is 4 divided by 4 is 1 times pi is pi. So this will be negative 3 pi over 4. So this is the tangent of the negative 3 pi over 4. Let's now find the answer using the unit circle. So negative 3 pi over 4, this is 1 pi over, negative 1 pi over 4. Sorry. This is negative 1 pi over 4. Negative 2 pi over 4. Negative 3 pi over 4 is in here. So that is, the tangent of this is positive 1. So negative over negative is positive. So that is y equals 1. When your x now is negative 3 pi over 4, so what will be the value of y? So we have here negative 3 pi over 4 minus pi over 4, the same denominator. So negative 3 pi minus 1 pi is negative 4 pi, divided by 4 is negative pi. So what is now the tangent of negative pi? So negative pi is half of the complete revolution, but it's on the clockwise direction. So the tangent of this is 0 over negative 1, which is 0. So y now is 0. Okay. If you are going to look at the behavior of the values of the function, you can find that for the next value for y will be negative 1. After negative 1, you will find that this does not exist. After that, you will find that this is 1 and this is 0 and so on. Okay? So let us now sketch the graph of the function y equals to tangent of x minus pi over 4 using the table of values that we have formed. Okay? Okay, so this is now the Cartesian plane, the y-axis and the x-axis. So as you can see, the values for x that we have here are the multiples of pi over 4 and so on. So let us now locate that on our x-axis. Starting from 0, we will start with pi over 4, pi over 2, 3 pi over 4 and so on. Okay, so in here I have placed already the x values and the y values. So I'm going to locate the point. For the first one, we have 0, negative 1. let's put a check. So 0, negative 1 is in here. That's why we have here a point. Another one, we have pi over 4 and 0. It's in here. The next one, we have pi over 2 and 1. Pi over 2 and 1. Another one, we have 3 pi over 4 and does not exist. So in 3 pi over 4, this does not exist. Okay? So I'm going to draw a broken line on that point. This means that the graph will not intersect on this point. Okay, next we have pi and negative 1. You can find it here, pi and negative 1. Next, we have pi over 4 and 0. We have 5 pi over 4 and 0 is in here. The next one, we have 3 pi over 2. Let's put a check there. 3 pi over 2 and 1. 3 pi over 2 and where is 1? It's in here. Next, we have 7 pi over 4 does not exist. For the point of 7 pi over 4, this point will not exist. Draw a broken line. Okay, so this is already our asymptote where the graph will not intersect on this point. Next is the 2 pi and negative 1. 2 pi and negative 1, it's in here. We have 9 pi over 4 is there. Okay. On the negative side, we have negative pi over 4 does not exist. So we are going to draw again a broken line there. It's one of the asymptotes again. Okay, next, so let us have the negative pi over 2 and positive 1. The other one is negative 3 pi over 4 and 0. The negative pi and negative 1. The negative pi over 4 and does not exist, so it's in here. Draw a broken line again. Okay, so we also have negative 3 pi over 2 and positive 1. The other is negative 7 pi over 4 and 0, and so on. So we are going to draw a smooth curve for all of these points. Why is it that we need to do that? Because as you can see, between pi over 4 and pi over 2, we can have another point there like this. Okay? Okay, I'll be using a red pen to connect these points using smooth curve. So since this is the graph of the y equals to tangent, so the graph will be like this. Okay, on the other side, make sure that this graph will not intersect the asymptote. Okay, on the other side like this. Next one. Okay, on the other side like this and like that. Okay, so this is now the graph of the function y equals to tangent of x minus the pi over 4. So as you can see, there's no value for the amplitude. Looking at the graph of this function, you can see that the intercepts are pi over 4 and 0, 5 pi over 4 and 0, 9 pi over 4 and 0. On the negative side, we have negative 3 pi over 4 and 0, and negative 7 pi over 4 and 0. If we're going to continue the graph, the intercepts or the x-intercepts of this particular function is the multiple of pi over 4 plus n pi comma 0, where n is an integer. Okay, so let us now verify if this is really the x-intercepts of the function. When n is 0, so we have pi over 4 plus 0, we have pi over 4 comma 0. This is correct because you can see that this is one of the intersection of the function to the x-axis. When n is 1, you can find that it's pi over 4 plus 1 pi, or simply the 5 pi over 4 comma 0. Okay, you can see it there. When n is 2, that will be pi over 4 plus 2 pi. That will be 9 pi over 4 comma 0. It's there. What if your n is 3? So that will become pi over 4 plus 3 pi. That will be 13 pi over 4 comma 0. If you're going to extend the x-axis there and continue the graph, you can find out that one of its x-intercept will, or the next x-intercept will be the 13 pi over 4 and 0. When n is negative 1, what will happen? So that will become pi over 4 plus negative pi. So let us check. Pi over 4 plus negative pi. Okay, since n is negative 1. So this is 4 divided by 4, that is 1, times pi is pi, minus 4 divided by 1 is 4, times pi is 4 pi. So that will be negative 3 pi over 4. Negative 3 pi over 4, comma 0. Okay, so that is correct. So this is now the x-intercepts of the given function. Let us have now the asymptotes. As you can see, the vertical asymptotes occur at negative 5 pi over 4, negative pi over 4, 3 pi over 4, 7 pi over 4, and so on. In other words, the vertical asymptotes will start from 3 pi over 4, and then the next will be the 7 pi over 4. So therefore we need to add 1 pi. Let us use n for that one, and that will be the equation for the vertical asymptotes of the given function, where n is an integer. So when n is 0, you can find that x is equal to 3 pi over 4, and you can find it there. When n is 1, that will be x equals to 3 pi over 4 plus pi, that will be 7 pi over 4. You can find it there. If you are going to continue the graph, when n is 2, you can see that x is equal to 11 pi over 4. So extending the graph, you can see that one of its, then you can see that the next vertical asymptote will be x equals to 11 pi over 4. Okay, going backward, when n is negative 1, so that will be x equals to 3 pi over 4 minus pi. Okay, so what will happen? That is 3 pi over 4 minus pi, 1 pi, or simply pi. So the LCD of that is 4 divided by 4 is 1 times 3 pi, that is 3 pi, minus 4 divided by 1 is 4 times pi is 4 pi. So we can have that the other asymptote is the negative pi over 4. X equals to negative pi over 4, it's in there. When n is negative 2, you can see that x is equal to 3 pi over 4 minus 2 pi. Simplifying, that will become x equals to negative 5 pi over 4. Okay, so therefore the function y equals to tangent of x minus pi over 4 has asymptotes at x equals to 3 pi over 4 plus n pi for all integral values of n. N is an integer. Okay, so that's all for today. I hope you enjoy learning about sketching the graph of this function. And before I end up my video, I would like to give my special thanks to Mr. Eldrin Dalican, and I hope you learned something. Goodbye!